भाई सब लोग जाग गए हो. व्हाट अ वीकेंड ऑफ फुटबॉल. और भाई ये तो शुरुआत है, पिक्चर अभी काफी बाकी है बिकॉज दिस इज गोइंग टू बी अ क्रेजी क्रेजी मंथ अहेड. यू गाइस नो ऑफ कोर्स ईपीएल तो हम बात करेंगे, इसलिए हम यहाँ जुड़े हैं. होपफुली एवरीवन जॉइंस इन. कौन इन चैट, लेट अस नो. लेकिन इफ टाइम परमिट्स विल टच अपॉन कि व्हाट इज द कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ सर्टेन मैचेस that have happened in the EPL, and of course by Barca etc. Be great win, I know, which will lead up to the UCL. Yes, UCL live proper with the panel we are doing tomorrow, but today we are having the EPL panel in the house. तो भाई यहाँ पर obviously मैं तो खुश हूँ भाई, finally we've got a victory after the international break, but let's be real, कहीं ना कहीं I don't know, 3 victors in the house. feels nice, right? सुचीत इन द हाउस. भाई आप देख ही सकते हो टशन के साथ यहाँ पर आ गए. अनिमेश एज वेल. भाई इट्स वेरी रेयर दैट 3 ऑफ आवर क्लब्स टुगेदर हैव कम आफ्टर अ वीक जहां पर हमने तीनों ने विन का सामना किया. बट सुचीत, यू आर द मैन ब्रो. ऑफ स्टेज में बता रहा था, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मतलब दिस इज कहीं ना कहीं इट वाज अ बोनस इन डिसगाइज, और वर यू एक्सपेक्टिंग इट? मतलब लेट्स बी रियल, टच योर हार्ट एंड टेल मी दैट डिड यू एक्सपेक्ट NLT victory this time around?
I expected us to like play more dominating and like to not really care for what Spurs are going to throw at us, but I didn't expect it to be in such a tactical way, like soak up all the pressure and then hit them on the counter, like give them all the possession, like you keep the possession 60%, 70%, like the famous saying, you keep the possession, we'll hit the goal. Same thing happened, and we dunked them in the most fashionable Arsenal way, Arsenal set piece FC. We have done it in the most Arsenal FC way. I'm too
That's
excited. I'm too
interesting way of
happy. I'm too
putting it.
happy.
डेफिनेटली भाई. मीनवाइल लास्ट टाइम हम बात किए थे एनी भाई, मतलब टेनहाग का मतलब कहीं ना कहीं द एक्स वाज हियर हैंगिंग. नाउ थिंग्स हैव चेंज. मतलब दिस इज फुटबॉल, राइट? दिस इज लिटरली फुटबॉल. मतलब वो भी फॉर हाफ एन आवर हार्ट वाज इन द माउथ वाला सीन था, एंड देन थिंग्स चेंज. बट जनरली हाउ वाज द फील ओवर द वीकेंड?
आई देखो ऑनेस्टली बोलो, चल ऑब्वियसली 3 पॉइंट्स फील्स गुड यार. इतना मतलब प्रीमियर लीग इंटरनेशनल ब्रेक से वापस आता है ना, और फर्स्ट मैच 5 PM किक ऑफ, मतलब एक तो पूरा वीकेंड बिगड़ सकता है वैसे भी स्टार्ट से ही. मतलब बाग मेरे वाइफ का भी कभी होती है कि माय वाइफ सेज कि चलो एटलीस्ट मैच जल्दी खत्म हो जाती है, उसके बाद तो कोई जा सकते हैं, नो 8 o'clock किक ऑफ, 10 o'clock किक ऑफ. मैं उसको क्या ही बोलूँ, 5 बजे हारने के बाद ना पूरा सैटरडे संडे किधर जाने का मन नहीं करता है. जिधर भी जाते हैं वो गाली खाते हैं, राइट? देखो 3 पॉइंट है यार. लाइक यू सेड इट फील्स गुड आफ्टर अ व्हाइल कि एक डोमिनेटिंग परफॉर्मेंस था, बट नॉट डोमिनेटिंग इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि वी कुड हैव बुलीड देम 7. पहले 30 मिनट में खा सकते थे बराबर से, क्योंकि वापस से ही थोड़ा वो हिचकिचा था, बट वो तो विल टॉक अबाउट मोर इन द एपिसोड. एक्स ऑन टेनहाग देखो यार, वो तो यूनाइटेड फैंस आर टोल्ड यू, अ लॉट ऑफ यूनाइटेड फैंस, मैं बोलता हूँ कि सबका अपना ओपिनियन है, अपनी राय है, बट बहुत रिएक्शनरी है पब्लिक. सम पीपल से कि जक्सी नहीं, अभी हॉयलैंड के वापस हॉयलैंड गोल बैंक करेगा. लास्ट ईयर हॉयलैंड वाज ऑन लाइक ऑलमोस्ट 12 गेम गोल ड्रॉट यार, तो भूल गए ये लोग. तो वो सब छोड़ो. आई एम जस्ट लाइक ठीक है, जो साउथहैम्पटन है बॉटम 3 इन द प्रीमियर लीग ऑफ व्हाट वी एंटिसिपेट, राइट? ज्यादा एक्साइट होने की जरूरत भी नहीं है, बट 3 पॉइंट है, ले लो.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल भाई. थोड़ा सा लेट्स रिकैप. ऑब्वियसली सीम्स लाइक अ लॉन्ग टाइम बैक यार. मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड भाई अर्ली किक ऑफ था इफ रिमेंबर सैटरडे को, तो सीम्स लाइक अ लॉन्ग टाइम बैक. बट ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पर अगर हम देखें टेबल तो I don't know, मतलब can we say it's taking shape? Obviously if you're a Chelsea, Manchester United, Spurs fan especially, आप बोलना चाहोगे नहीं, not yet for sure. But I think the top 6 में से मतलब Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, maybe even Aston Villa, you do expect to be there or thereabouts. Brighton obviously has done well with the new manager. But meanwhile मैं देख रहा हूँ Chelsea sessions in the house, MJ in the house, Deepdas in the house. Again guys, जो भी लोग जुड़ रहे हैं, please hit that like button and share करिए so that we have everyone in when we discuss each and every club, club by club as we always do. लेकिन आई डोंट नो, मतलब मैन सिटी इस बार तो भाई अलग ही लेवल की लग रही है, इफ आई एम वेरी ऑनेस्ट, कंसिडरिंग दैट आर्सेनल, मतलब लिवरपूल, मतलब एस्टन विला, दे ऑल ड्रॉप पॉइंट्स, बट अनबीटन क्लब्स, there have been some unbeaten clubs already, मतलब till now. Surprise package for sure, Suchit. You have to say Nottingham Forest has to be
Honestly,
right up there.
For
But
sure.
are you expecting any of the others to actually just say do an Aston Villa like last time around?
Um, Actually, I think everyone is like not expecting Newcastle to do well because kind of the summer that they had, like it was all about them trying to get a player and not get a player. So
Right.
that
So it is
could happen.
they're them maintaining PSR and other things, but they just kind of
That
retain the players, which is a big win.
exactly.
Otherwise, yeah, I agree with you. So that is
True.
a kind of a surprise. I don't know.
Hmm.
Anybody, मतलब आपके लिए मतलब are you expecting any of these clubs to kind of continue their form? Which is that of course the main ones being Man City, Arsenal. लेकिन apart from that, Newcastle, Brighton और Nottingham Forest में आपको लगा है कि it is not just first 4 game weeks वाला early tenure wala cheese, but they are actually very very convincing.
I think सुचित ने बराबर पॉइंट बोला about न्यूकासल के बारे में. I wanted to touch upon that थोड़ा आगे, but बोल दिया है तो it is interesting क्योंकि Fabian Schär रेड कार्ड लेके आ गया. They are missing Sven Botman. Honestly, people forget कि Botman जब ये आया था first season and the way he played for them, Botman is like, if he was consistent injury free, in the next 2-3 years he would have been in the best defenders category because Botman is that solid, right? Botman is that good. Botman आना बाकी है. अभी ट्रिपियर खेल रहा in and out of the team है भाई. You can say mostly out of the team. तो भी the grinding results. So it's a big kudos. Distraction of Europe एक अलग चीज होती है ना, right? वो उनके पास नहीं है. So on paper, I think they could be that team which niggles and irritates teams throughout the season and be in that race, but they will fizzle out before everybody else, I feel, genuinely. Brighton are the ones who, to me, अभी मैं बोल रहा हूँ, but Brighton could go and hug out in this next weekend. But Brighton are the ones.
भाई एक तो मतलब उसको मैनेजर तो मंथ मिल गया ना, और मेरा प्रेडिक्शन आप मतलब नॉट गो टू ब्रैग, बट द फैक्ट इज आई सेड इट दैट दे विल प्रोबब्ली गेट अ ड्रॉ. हैविंग सेड दैट, among all these results, chat आप लोग भी बोलिए, सब लोग अगेन जो भी लोग जुड़ रहे हैं, डोंट फॉरगेट दैट लाइक एंड चेक आउट पैनल्स चैनल्स, लेकिन बनेगा टिल द एंड बिकॉज़ देयर लॉट्स टू डिस्कस एंड बैंटर. Suchit, the game that stood out obviously without bias, which was the game of the weekend, just to as a football fan.
I didn't watch the game, but in terms of pure excitement, has to be Aston Villa versus Everton because I mean, Everton going 2-0 up is almost equivalent to like any team playing 0-0 till the very end, expecting a result. And on top of that, Forest going to Anfield and dunking on Liverpool should be the story of the weekend, if not for the NLT because of the context and everything. And the funniest thing about that is that Brendan Rodgers left to Spurs, and with that 40 or 50 million, they went and got players from Chelsea, Hudson-Odoi, and they got a player from United, Elanga, and those two combined to dunk on Liverpool. So the story is it's absolutely crazy what happened this weekend.
मतलब आई डोंट नो, मतलब मैनी, मतलब आई नो दैट एस्टन विला गॉट अ ग्रेट वन. इनफैक्ट विल टॉक अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर विनर. लेकिन एवर्टन, मतलब यहाँ पर हर्षा बोल रहे फील फॉर एवर्टन. एलओएल, should we feel for Everton? Everton have literally done the same thing to back game weeks, and they are a Sean Dyche side is defensively so weak. They got to be relegated. Yeah, I think this is the season, right?
Ankit bhai, a Sean Dyche team in back-to-back games has scored 2 goals. वो देखो progress Sean Dyche के football में.
Good one.
But
Good one.
Exactly.
Everton will still go up. I believe. देखो आपने इप्सविच का मैच देखा. People are saying Ipswich, Kieran McKenna finally look good. Look they can do something. I think Brighton were very wasteful. Brighton on another day ना, अगर जो United होता Brighton के सामने हम लोग को 4 हरा देते. They were very wasteful. They were like over trying things. So I reckon मेरे लिए देखो Southampton, Ipswich are on the chopping block for me. अभी that third team, it could be anybody honestly. For now, I mean anybody, I'm not sure yet कौन हो सकता है. But not Everton. I think Everton will dig themselves out again because अगर जब देखो उनका they have Branthwaite injury issue, right? They have a defensive injury issue right there. I reckon once that sets up now, he'll get those ugly 0-0s, 1-0s. मर के वो 38-40 points लेकर आए. But for what I can tell you, जब ये वो लोग ने 2 गोल मारे, right? They didn't look like a bad team. They looked like a decent footballing team. Unlike a Sean Dyche, who was more indirect. Well, they were automatically, and I think they go into that pattern. But they were relatively direct in a lot of matches. And I think one thing you can tell is why I reckon they're conceding these goals, because Amadou nahi hai yaar. Amadou clearly is like big miss immediate big vacuum.
True.
And this was the Amadou Dabi, after all. Having said that, John Duran, guys, again, Chelsea fans will be like, यार
Crazy.
हम गाली भी देते हैं अपने directors को,
Three
लेकिन
off the bench.
कहीं ना कहीं you have to praise them that they have kind of scouted right, looks like it at least. बंदे में दम है, 3 बार लगातार, मतलब if he's done it, and I think he's record in Premier League etc. Man, मतलब the winners that takes some, and the level of the quality of goals, wow. Lekin moment of the weekend, guys, any Barca fans in the house? Of course, we are coming back to EPL, of course. Lekin bhai, Hansi flick ball next level. I think that kahin na kahin, in terms of the performance, for about an hour they were like, wow, scintillating football. In my personal opinion, Hansi flick, bhai, people have this notion, right? कि Hansi flick को Goretzka को बना देता Hulk. That is the kind of manager he is, but no, he is playing some scintillating football. And of course, when you have Lamine Yamal, it does help 100%. But Olmo ने गोल मारा और Olmo भी injured हो गया. Of course, we'll be talking in detail about Champions League tomorrow, but I had to bring it up. Barca fans, anyone in the chat, let me know what do you feel about that. I think kahin na kahin, I don't know, Annie, if you have to put your 2 cents, Hansi Flick is more of a coach than someone who kind of just relies on names, right? So I think Barca should be good. I don't think itna major issue होना चाहिए, right? Although Olmo का पता ही था injury prone है, right?
Exactly. मैं वही बोलने वाला था कि end of the day, there's a reason why a lot of clubs have stayed away from him, even though he's been on and off in decent form wherever he was playing. It's not like अभी Euro, see, you have the Euro का charm, na? It's like the Euro aura or an international tournament aura. But he was good before that. ऐसा नहीं था he was a bad player. And this injury prone was the issue. Same with Mazraoui. तो Mazraoui देखने जाओ, on an average, Mazraoui has missed like 9-10 matches a season in the last couple of seasons, right? Mazraoui wasn't a bad player for anybody else to go for. People are just like, ये के हमको cover चाहिए. For United, he could keep starting, right? But others like, we want a cover. Now, if your cover is injured, when other players injured, what's the point? So that's the same thing, I think, in terms of almost not been ridiculously injury prone. But I think if you had to have your player injured, rather have it in the easy European matches than have it in a knockout.
Group stage and all that, you'll still be fine in my opinion. But again, bhai, let's come back. Bhai, यहाँ पर सुचित बोल रहे भाई सुबह सुबह मुझे उठाया क्यों? सुचित, good morning. अब तो भाई सुचित उठ जाएगा भाई for sure, because यहाँ पर luckily Alok is not joined in time. If I shown this slide, Alok is like, भाई मैं जा रहा हूँ, चल bye bye. लेकिन big up to Alok, by the way, he'll join later hopefully. लेकिन सुचित, obviously यहाँ पर the talk of the town was about Arteta versus Ange. How will Ange set up? हमने इतनी बातें की थी, in the preview show we did. मतलब you have to say this kind of record, मतलब यहाँ पर very carefully, guys, Chelsea fans, wait along. I have put North London. I have not put London. वहाँ पर मेरा सचित का अलग ही भिड़ंत हो जाएगी. लेकिन North London is red. At least the timing, I think we have to admit, because anyway हम तो North London में है नहीं, Sujit. Having said that, if you see the match, now I know it's about that one goal, and we'll come to that. But 3 consecutive away North London derbies for the first time since 1988. Now that has to put Arteta in next level. But I don't think North London was red. I think match में तो North London was yellow, because for whatever reason the referee, ये weekend भाई, मतलब referees were absolutely crazy.
I heard 64 yellow cards I heard in this entire weekend. Is that the correct number?
Absolutely, I don't know, some crap. But basically you look at this ना, आप first half में देखो left side में, first half में इतने सारे yellow cards. I don't know, मतलब Annie, मतलब you saw the North London derby. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the usual, मतलब एकदम बहुत मतलब लड़ाई झगड़े वाला नहीं था, right? And do you agree with that new rule where if you kind of revolt, आपको yellow card मिलता है? मतलब there are certain challenges which I thought definitely weren't, and I'm not even talking about the Chelsea game यहाँ पर जिस पर आएंगे, but just the North London derby, Annie, मतलब among these, like, which are like the obvious ones, which are like, probably a yellow card. I hardly would say anyone, to be very honest.
I mean, bro, ये Vicario Timber, for example, वो derby है भाई. There also, I mean, you could have given a talking to, right? But now he's gone on that path from the start of the match. Now he can't let these go. मैं एक चीज बोलूं, this is another fraud system जहाँ पे United somewhere down the line, Spurs, Arsenal are the teams who are going to get effed over by this. Because the first yellow card jitne sab soft the. After that, there were so many obvious yellow card tackles which they were not. Now he's like, shit, मैंने बहुत जल्दी दे दिया. I can't have fucking breathe. Same in the Chelsea match. Chelsea match is same thing. Nkunku got the yellow card, right? He did more severe grievance after that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I think dono sides could have gone to 10 men, and that's where he realized why
dono game में both the sides could have gone to 8 players each. I'm telling you, because by logic, if you are starting with those soft tackles, how do you sustain? Now this walking up to referee and talking or suggesting, okay, yellow card de do. Let's be brutal with that. But then give a red card immediately. Na. Diallo got it last year. Nobody else got it. This year, Rice को मिला for kicking the ball away. On paper, if you all watch the Liverpool match, Soboslai should have been also get second yellow card.
Soboslai, yeah, exactly. Oh,
nothing.
My God, yeah.
And the referee looked at him and said one more time, why does one player get a warning and other player gets sent off, right? So if you ask me, the referees have already shat in the first 4 game weeks. VAR had made a mistake with the whole Eze goal, which they didn't give. From there, I don't know. Look, I said, I'm not saying Soboslai should have. I think, ya karo ya mat karo. On paper, if you ask me as a fan, I don't think Soboslai should have sent off because it's damn stupid.
The rule itself
he is in motion. He is in motion. If you, in fact, you know this. अगर जो मैं तो बहुत बकवास फुटबॉल खेलता हूँ as a player, right? But एक बार तो motion को artificially बहुत बार halt करता है, it is going to hurt you something. Let him go through the motion, right? अभी वो खुन्नस में बहुत बॉल उड़ाया and all, see that is subjective and you can be subjective. VAR is there for that. Technology को बराबर use नहीं करना है, moronic rules बनाना है. Point क्या है यार? वरना करो या मत करो. On paper, Soboslai lucky to not be sent off as per the rules, nothing else.
But coming back to this, guys, yes, Suchit, please add on.
Before I got to know like how bad the Chelsea game in terms of refereeing was, I saw I think a close to 1 minute 27-second highlight reel on Twitter showing all the fouls or the yellow cards given by the referee. I'm like,
it's a joke.
At least, yeah, absolute joke. At least 4 of them were not even close to being a yellow. Like I really don't know how either of them got yellows. It was absolutely crazy for me.
But now Arteta has gone this, Suchit. Obviously, the topic has changed now all of a sudden that you had 2 difficult games back to back in a Champions League week. Now all of a sudden, I think advantage Arteta. I don't think I have a point to be honest. मुझे counterpoint दो भाई chat क्या दो Arteta के आगे. लेकिन भाई यहाँ कर क्या रहा है Arteta भाई? This is talk about yellow cards again. I'm not trying to say कि वह होना चाहिए sector, but and again, this is part I know Mourinho famously has done it, and he knows it as well in the previous matches. लेकिन भाई ball जाने से पहले this is all in a derby, no? This is a shithousery that you need as a manager to be having, and I think that Arteta probably has right now.
A lot. I mean, and then you have journalists trying to like ask the manager, so did you really try to do all this? And it's like asking a magician to reveal your magic. How do you do your magic? It's not going to happen. When you have a manager who knows a derby, who knows what it is to play for the badge or to manage the badge that is the Arsenal, you'll have such players play for you. And when you have someone like Ange who's like they're like, I don't care, mate. I don't really care about the derby. I don't really care what is the situation. I just want to play the game. You won't get the players like really understand the derby and the situation, what it is for the fans out there. Because sometimes as players, you really need to understand what fans go through in the entire year to come and play this. Like you might have like players who do not know anything about Chelsea or Arsenal or United, but fans out there who watch these matches like completely dedicate their time and their like savings to go watch a match in a pub or in the stadium. So for players to really understand that you need a manager to really help you understand the situation. And I'm really glad Arteta is my manager.
Obviously, I'm showing this slide because Anito remembers this moment. One cannot forget, I'm sure, being a Manchester United fan. But I think Arteta was dealt with a few injuries. And यहाँ हम बोल रहे थे last season, Arsenal was a little lucky. I know Timber के अलावा not to get so many injuries. And early on, I think they have been tested. So I think big up to them. बोलना पड़ेगा. पत्थर रख रहा हूँ दिल पर यार बोलते हो वो. Having said that, भाई साहब, this is the statement. I don't know everyone in the chat if you all saw the interview. I think was pretty rattled. That simple as that.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
one is to. Well, if you are a manager, if you have said something, if you change that stance, then also it's not good. So I get why he stood by it, but the way he said it, matlab, I always, and that interviewer, poor thing, yaar, she was like again and again asking 2-3 words डाल के पूछ रही थी और बोल रहा है भाई if you let me if you complete your question I can at least complete my answer. First वो बोला फिर बोला कि I always win things. And then I think Paul Merson was asked in the Sky Sports thing, and he said that as in I have a better chance, etc. I don't know. I think the way that Ange is coming across, I'm asking you this question because हम literally 2 हफ्ते पहले पूछे थे same चीज about ETH. Remember? क्योंकि वो चीज बोलता कुछ है मतलब it almost like although I used to be a ETH fan, sounds like right now sometimes deluded. And just going that way, sorry to say, but he seems a little bit, or is it just the right tactic? क्योंकि Spurs का mentality change लाना है उसको.
The right tactic. अभी he's telling his players, भाई मैं मतलब कहाँ से आया हूँ, मैं वहां पे सेकंड सीरीज में जीत जाता हूँ, मैं यहाँ जीत जाऊंगा, कुछ तो कारवा कप तो लेके आएंगे, टेंशन मत लो. And मैं एक चीज बोलता हूँ कि ठीक है, I mean, like I said, if as a media narrative you're saying Ten Hag was arrogant, so this also will come across as arrogant. Well, this is why I tell media to suck off completely, because bro, you're asking a manager, like you said, questions very repeatedly, very insultingly, right? Like you said, बार-बार पूछते रहोगे, so now he's going to stand up for himself, na? He's not going to walk away. He walks away, you get more media attention. So he's standing up for himself. तो like क्या पूछना है तो पूछ, तो मैं ऐसे जवाब देने वाला हूँ. In that respect, even though it's Pep Guardiola, and no matter what it's about, if you ask questions in a way where you're trying to bait a manager, ठीक है, तो यही जवाब मिलेगा या चला जाएगा. In my opinion, as much it might not be popular, but from what I have seen, I don't think Spurs are that bad. I think they are not clinical. I don't think they are bad.
Yeah.
I think the unluckiest they were Newcastle match also. I don't think they were that bad. ये match में भी Arsenal looked on paper like they're on their back foot, but they weren't on the back foot. ये Arsenal का strategy था. They're a very good unit to get the ball off. You know, when Arsenal can't, and you will obviously better than me at this, but something I've seen. You can't take the ball off Arsenal even when they know they're slightly weaker on paper, right? It's your job to get the ball off them, and then another thing to break Saliba and Migales. So that is a very good partnership, right? On paper, for me, it's the best partnership in the Premier League since last year. So that being said, Spurs losing 1-0 despite thoda being on paper having a better chance when Odegaard is a big miss, no matter what, right? There's no direct
Declan Rice as well.
Yeah, right. But Declan Rice, look, you won without him also in the past when he was in the last season. Odegaard, the way he's fell into your team, he's captain, everything, right? He's a decent leader. He's not a quiet leader. He's good.
Yeah.
At home, Spurs, मैंने बोला मुझे लगा 1-1 draw होगा. You know, I felt that not many goals, but there will be Spurs will give a fight and they'll get a goal. Spurs were not clinical when they got the chances. So Ankit got those chances, but I feel they're desperate to get a goal. When you calm down, and that's when I'll tell you कि Ankit bhai, Ange has to tell his team, go at it, but be calm, it will come. I think sometimes when his style of football is that aggressive, right? You're going to have matches like this. Your players are playing too much with emotion and less composure. That's where I think Ange has to be blamed, nothing else.
Because the last 17 minutes of the game, right? They were literally like playing FIFA. They're getting the ball, they're just spamming into the box, like either a cross into the box, and there's nobody in the box.
भाई लेकिन वो Kulusevski's shot was good, लेकिन you know what? Let's break it up. Actually, let's break it up. यहाँ पर क्योंकि obviously this was a moment in the game that one has to be talking about. अब I don't know how many of you all actually believe it, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से मतलब there were a lot of media who was trying to make noise कि QT, let's call him QT Romero, was nudged, was pushed. I don't agree. It was a push, but it was too feeble. मतलब मैं भी old school हूँ. मतलब for me, मतलब ऐसा होता तो भाई पूरा history change करो भाई football का. Those are given fouls. So I think it was fine. I don't know, Animesh, आपको क्या लगता है? मतलब it was totally fine, and Romero was at fault. I thought, I thought being the vice captain of the team and being main centre half in a London derby, I thought he lost his man. Simple as that. Yeah,
I believe there was definitely a nudge, but not enough to be a foul to this thing. I think Romero, for his strong demeanor, what he means to Spurs fans and उसके बारे में जो भी कहा गया है, I think वो खुद थोड़ा surprised था that he got turned. Again, this guys, I think we can have a discussion for 75 days or million years. Consistency. If this is a foul, ये match में where VAR turns it to believe कि foul था, I expect half the goals to come in the Premier League this season in penalties or ruled out. So you have to be very consistent with this shoving in the box. It is इतना grey area है कि मुझे थोड़ा irritate होता है. So I rather you ignore completely than go for everything. Because in this case, this is the last to me defensively football jostling that you do, right? Anywhere else off the pitch, even the soft comes, it's a safe, technical foul, ठीक है? वरना गेम मर जाएगा यार. इतना भी तुम लोग को हर चीज में देना है तो फिर गेम dies, right?
See, that is where I say that Romero probably, should be blamed, and I know that he's kind of, backed by the Spurs fan for reasons. But again, मुझे लगता है he was. I would directly like to blame him if I'm honest like that. लेकिन I don't know, मतलब chat आप लोग बोलिए. Obviously यहाँ पर हम आएंगे तो partnership and Saliba who generally makes the headlines. Gabriel का ये stat आप देखो तो this actually says a lot to me, and defensively तो I think he is definitely a lot of improvement. I don't know, Suchit, I think you will probably agree, but where do you rank Gabriel generally in Premier League defenders right now? If you have to, as a neutral content creator, if you have to put Gabriel ranking in Premier League, आप लोग भी बोलिए chat.
I definitely see the whole reason why Saliba is great is because of Magalhaes. The whole reason why Magalhaes is great is because Saliba. Like there's a reason why the partnership is working so well. There's a reason why both of them complement each other so well. What I'm really confused is how I know this award is based on popularity, and in terms of popularity, Saliba is way above Magalhaes. But in that list, how are you putting Saliba and not Magalhaes? Like, it genuinely baffled me. It's not like in Liverpool situation where Van Dijk is like OP. With Van Dijk, you put anyone, they'll be great. It's not like that. In this situation, we really know that without Saliba, Magalhaes is not that great. Without Magalhaes, Saliba is not that great because both of them complement each other really well. Because in the season where we slipped up, the first time where we were like fighting for a title, when Saliba got injured, Magalhaes was not able to handle that entire situation by himself. In the starting of last season, when Magalhaes was benched, Saliba was not able to take care of the entire situation when his partner was Kiwior. So it really honestly doesn't make any sense. Like, forget other fans, even my own Arsenal fans, I have to fight against them saying that, bro, there is a reason why they are the
Actually,
best
क्या होता है ना सोशल
partnership.
मीडिया में एक तो youth plus someone who's kind of bought very young, he's one of our own, plus ball player. मतलब these are certain. मतलब for me again old school है. I think Harry probably will second year. I know on paper it seems like the Terry Carvalho or the Vidic Ferdinand kind of partnerships, on paper very much so, and Ferdinand ने खुद admit भी किया है. लेकिन नहीं मतलब I don't know what's your choice. मतलब back in the day you were more of a Vidic or more of a Ferdinand, if I have to put you on the spot.
100% young Rio Ferdinand, Magalhaes. 100%. 100%.
Proper old school shit. Yeah.
100%. The way he moves, the technicality that he has is very old school. And while Saliba is a rock and Saliba has great interception capabilities, I think, like I said, this is the best centre-back pairing. That's why I said not the best centre-back individually.
Exactly.
Pairing in
Centre
Premier
back,
League since the last 2 seasons. Ruben Dias and Akanji, sure. Ruben Dias is good. Akanji is good. Ironically, I would even, on paper, you can say second place is a tie. I would rate Fabian Schär and Botman on par with Akanji and Dias. It's just sad that we've not seen now Botman because of his injury. Fabian Schär, I believe, is underrated. People like Newcastle mein nahi hota, so maybe he would be found out. I disagree. I think he's got enough in him. The longevity in career-wise has been decent. Look at him for Switzerland as well. Switzerland, again, it's him and Akanji who play. Schär and Akanji. And they're brutally beautiful in the place. I think, for me, Magalhaes was a big missing piece to make Saliba better. Let's not forget, and Suchit knows this, that Saliba was on the verge of leaving at one point because like बार-बार मुझे Arteta की भेजा loan पे. Arteta was like, "Bhai, you are not ready yet," and he got someone to match him. So it's always it's a centre back pairing, right? Gerard Piqué, when he stepped in for Ferdinand and play against with Vidic, he was also good. But is that Sir Alex Ferguson preferred Ferdinand? That is it. Piqué 100% bad, right? It is what he
Hmm.
prefers is what's 100% compatibility, what's 90%. PK
Hmm.
and video for 98, 90%. These guys are
Hmm.
100%. That is it.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. Timber can come tomorrow. He'll slot in. He'll probably 1 or 2 matches. They'll rotate the squad. They'll play
Hmm.
Zinchenko on the left, Ben White. They'll let Timber. Maybe they'll rotate that way. They'll rest 2 of the center
Hmm.
backs. They'll rotate whatever they
Hmm.
look weird.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
immediately get to see the drop off of understanding. Not saying the
Hmm.
quality of
Hmm.
players is bad. Timber is great. It's a great coup they got last year. But
Hmm.
sometimes players just gel, and that is what the
Hmm.
luck part.
Exactly.
हेलो
Yeah.
अभिषेक, क्या हाल है भाई? अगेन बिग अप भाई. आधी घंटा हो गया स्ट्रीम में. सब लोग
Hmm.
कम ऑन लेट्स गेट इन मैन, लेट्स गेट इन. कितने 90 लाइक्स हो गए होंगे अभी तक. एंड आई होप एवरीवन हैज चेक्ड आउट फुटबॉल ब्लडी हेल. इफ नॉट, प्लीज चेक आउट फर्स्ट लाइन इन डिस्क्रिप्शन. द फुटबॉल शोडाउन इज देयर. आई नो दर्शन के आसपास भाई गणपति का पंडाल लगा है, तो भाई आई टोल्ड हिम टू जॉइन इफ the noise doesn't come, if he's free.
Hmm.
Same with I believe Alok, so hopefully they'll join as well. Ayush kya hai bhai? I believe Ayush is busy, probably join us tomorrow, but कोई नहीं. Gomez and VVD का partnership was underrated. Yes, by the way, Liverpool की बातें करनी है भाई, 100% करनी है. We'll come there as well. लेकिन I don't know, मतलब ये इनके तो गुण गा रहे हम. मैं coincidentally just before the weekend मैं सुचित का टांग खींच रहा था. Remember Suchit? Saka, the Saka
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Perez comparison between Saka and Doku.
And then
He
before
got
the
the
NLT,
assist,
yeah, Perez comes out here.
right? So I think,
Yeah.
as in he kind of, कहीं ना कहीं, I know Perez is an Arsenal legend, but कहीं ना कहीं बोलती तो बंद कर दिया. But भाई मेरा बोलती बंद करने का टाइम आ गया है क्या? Guys, let me know. अभी मैं चुप
Kai
हो
Havertz.
जाता हूँ बस. अभी मैं चुप हो
Kai
जाता हूँ.
Havertz is.
He didn't score a goal though, but it was a
Yeah.
fantastic save, I know. But he could have
Mm-hmm.
scored that header as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kai Havertz discuss. मैं बोलूंगा तो लोग बोलेंगे भाई ये तो भाई love and hate relationship चलते रहता है इसका. I would like to hear about you. मतलब how do you see like वो Kai Havertz वाला point where we discussed before the season started? Is it enough? I think the way Arsenal are playing seems like a fit, unfortunately, right now, nahi?
Down to coaching. Took
Yeah.
time. Havertz was frustrating for Arsenal fans. He was getting taunts. Overall Premier League flop like Timo Werner. But kudos to Arteta. I mean, lack of options also Suchit knows because Jesus is injured after time. But
That is true.
he played him. And now
I
you could
have something to share, yeah.
You could keep playing a guy and he could just be terrible and not hit form. But the coaching improved. They found out how to get the guy best out of the guy. And he's good. I mean, yeah, goal nahi mila ye match, but positionally, what he was supposed to do, he did. It matters, right? That's to look. I will refer this to Alex Ferguson days, right? There are players who are meant to contribute in goals. There are players who are supposed to know their roles, and everyone has to play a part. And it's the coaching which tells you what you're supposed to do in a particular match. The fact that Havertz is able to be goal scorer in one match, but then drop a little deep in matches like this, and now be consistent between the both, is sign of the player finally developing and maturing, but also coaching.
Maybe, I don't know, Suchit, chat आप लोग भी बोलिए. The fact that Trossard played, right? I don't know, in a very, very weird sense. I know, obviously, Odegaard is a far better player and all that. लेकिन Trossard could, मतलब इतना mobile है ना, Trossard खुद इतना dynamic है ना. Sometimes it helps Havertz to kind of take other positions which he does not with Odegaard. I don't know if you agree with me.
If you don't mind, I have actually 2 points I wanted to talk about because
Please.
so initially before the season started, I said we needed Mikel Merino or somebody who can play that LCM position to help out Martinelli to unlock Martinelli's threat from 2 years back. So Merino with Timber or Calafiori will unlock that position. And yesterday with Trossard being there, him being a right-footed player, he found it much more comfortable going to the left-hand side. And many times you saw the way Timber, Trossard, and Martinelli linked up to frustrate this one, Poro and Van de Ven or even Cuti Romero. So you could see a lot of link up happening on that side. And you saw a lot of times where Timber was making those runs and Martinelli was coming inward, or when Martinelli was making those runs and Timber was coming. Basically, they were frustrating on the left-hand side. So that is what I'm expecting once Mikel Merino comes back. That is the first point. These are good signs that, okay, Timber and Martinelli are linking up. So assuming that with Merino, it will become much more smooth because Merino is much more, suited for that LCM position. Second thing, Kai Havertz. I couldn't believe what positions Kai Havertz was taking up. He initially, on paper, started as an up top, like starting as a striker, but then you saw him going on to the right wing, where Saka was being more defensive. So he was taking that position, dragging out defenders, or he would come on to the left hand side, linking up with the midfield, or he would drop into the number 8 position when needed when Trossard was going up top. What people really forgot is that when Odegaard plays, the workload that Odegaard takes up in terms of like pressing, he's
Hmm.
probably the first person to always press when the goalkeeper has the ball, or when he needs to keep the position and to like keep the ball ticking. Odegaard is one of the key people always in the team. So with
Correct.
Odegaard going off, many people didn't see that part of the play where he takes a majority of the position, or he ticks the ball. I think ticking the ball, many people saw that, but him being the main guy to like press or to do off the ball work as well. Many people forgot, and the way Kai Havertz played. If you saw the match, you can see the Kai Havertz that people are like raving about when he was at Leverkusen, or like were like
Mhm.
hoping to see even at Chelsea. So I'm absolutely happy with what he has done yesterday.
No, we saw him in, but not in the Premier League consistently. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I,
anyway,
I wondered.
मैं-
I wonder which team.
I will not go back. I think Abhishek is in the chat. He knows exactly. The when I
Mm,
said no, I used to protect him. I know why I did that, but
mhm.
I'll not go there. Go back there. Having said that,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
move on, guys. I think
Mm,
Tottenham. I think यहाँ पर बोला था. I think Animesh ने बोला था that definitely there was a strong chance that Tottenham could have also nicked it for all we know,
easy,
because they were
easily.
actually again Raya has been, you have to again give to Arteta, मतलब इतना trust
Mm,
दिया है राया को. I think you have
yeah.
to say that he's kind of giving it back. This
Mm,
moment, I think Udogi should have scored. I don't know if anyone disagrees. I think probably
yeah.
uh, one can argue. I don't know if it was probably offside, maybe later offside दिया जाता, लेकिन I think
Mm,
he probably should have at least gotten back of the net for sure. But
mm,
were Tottenham unlucky? I again, if you're a Tottenham fan, if you see social media, काफी चीजें बोले जाती है. I will again go old school. मैं एक चीज बोलूंगा. नहीं मतलब ये tackle. Again, being a
mm,
Manchester United fan, I'm pretty sure आप relate करोगे with certain red cards which have
mm,
happened in the recent past.
You
mm.
don't
You'll
say.
probably, huh?
You don't say.
but does it look
Mm.
worse than what it is? This particular
Yes.
challenge.
Yeah.
Rashford was in red card last year, and
Mm.
Curtis Jones last year against
Curtis
Spurs
Jones
also
was
was a
also
red
not
card.
that good. Yeah.
Either one of those are
I
red cards
slightly
because
disagree
they,
वहां पर, लेकिन Suchit and Animesh saying that basically they are on the same page. I'll tell you why
Mm.
I disagree again. लेकिन हाँ, I totally agree that Timber was definitely not a red card. मतलब first of all on this,
He was
in fact मैं
basically
तो
trying
बोलना
to,
चाहूंगा,
yeah. Mm,
हाँ,
mm.
यहाँ पर compare कर रहा हूँ मैं. You said Curtis Jones. I think yes, even this looks worse than it is. लेकिन if you see the angle of the foot, I think यहाँ
but
पर it's
Ankit bhai, it
angling
rolled off
into
the
the player.
ball. It rolled off the ball.
Exactly.
How do you control your foot?
Exactly.
Once you, bro,
Ex-
there's a bigger odds that Curtis Jones could have messed his own leg on the ball
Hmm.
Mm,
and rolled his ankle than
Correct.
actually
mm.
got
So,
injury.
but that is the definition of reckless challenge, na, mere bhai. That is what it is. Yet, I don't think it was even reckless. I think he was, if you see the motion, he was far too
Mm.
careful, in fact. Timber. So,
Yeah,
Timber
yeah.
ko to definitely
Mm,
nahi hai. One thing we all agree
mm,
on.
No,
But,
what I'm
mm,
trying to do, Ankit bhai,
hmm,
you are saying ठीक है, reckless challenge क्या होता है कि if someone has no control of their leg after it bounces off, but he's
mm.
made full contact with the ball, right? Now
Ah,
sometimes ना follow throughs happen. It's unfortunate, right? आपको मालूम है लूक शॉ को एक वो इंजरी हुआ था, leg broke against
yeah,
PSV.
I
mm,
remember.
It was a
mm.
crunching tackle, but he got that ball and
Third
then he went
Zuma,
and
Chelsea was Manchester United. I remember that as well. One can argue that a lot of things, but
Mm,
the part and parcel of the game is what Annie is saying, that these are part and parcel of the
mm,
game. Simple as it, right?
mm.
लेकिन इस moment में भाई referee man, what मतलब I don't know what happened. How
Mm.
did Vicario get a yellow card?
So Vicario was the one who went and instigated the fight. That's why I'm assuming that he got the yellow card. If that is not the
Yeah,
reason, then I don't know.
but come
Then
on, bro. He got to defend your team, man. What's he supposed to do?
I,
बैल मुझे मार बोलेगा क्या? मतलब come on, he's a
that,
goalkeeper, man.
I'm assuming the yellow card came, the yellow card for Timber and Vicario was in that situation, not the yellow card. People are assuming that Timber got the yellow card for the foul on Poro. Poro made a meal out of it. Like literally, Timber got the ball and he was trying to play that skill and get away from that. In that meantime, I think a little bit hit his foot. But obviously, that screenshot there or the freeze
But
frame
अगर
there
letter
made it
of
look
law
much
देखे
more
ना,
better.
अगर
Hmm.
लेटर ऑफ लॉ देखे ना, रेफरी हैज big time, screwed it up in this moment, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I think he has already whistled, by the way. He has already whistled. He called Timber to show the yellow card. मतलब Timber को पता है yellow card मिल रहा है. फिर he has done this. So by the letter of law, technically, अगर
Red card.
विकारे को मिला है yellow, which I don't agree with anyway, तब अगर उसको मिला है तब consistency tells that Timber should also get a second yellow, technically. ठीक है, correct? That's what it
Yes.
should have been. Not just
Yes.
that, I'll show you one more moment. And by the way, this is also nothing, bro. Havertz का चेहरा कुछ ज्यादा ही नाटक कर रहा है. In my personal opinion, यहाँ पर. Obviously, यहाँ पर Annie will bring this comparison. I was assuming he'll probably remember this. Again, we agree that
This is not.
that also shouldn't
This
have
is
been
not
the
a
same.
red.
Right, Annie?
Yeah, no. Like,
Suchit, let's
I
take your
think
opinion.
I think this was him just holding the jersey, right? Some people told me that he went and held the neck. Oh yeah.
But you see
Yeah,
the
but-
angle,
Yeah.
it is here. His hands on the jersey. He was talking to him like this. It was here.
Crazy यार, मतलब
That
फुटबॉल
is
इज चेंजिंग यार, मतलब सिंपल एज दैट.
Hmm.
बट मैं अभी
Is it-
दिखाने वाला हूं आप लोग को.
It's getting worse. The referees are not changing. They're as bad only. Inconsistent
Yeah.
idiots.
Is
अब
it
look
possible for you
at
to
this,
play
look
this
at
as
this
a video?
look at this
Okay.
clip.
Yeah.
Look at this one. मतलब this tells you that he was, मतलब again, still may it looks better than what it is in this case. But on the other hand, अगर वो येलो कार्ड मिल गया है, and भाई again it looks worse on a still picture, but Annie, मतलब this is a clear case of rugby challenge, bro.
I'll be honest.
But I am Suchit, wait, I'll come to you. Annie, what do you think?
Now I want to hear his opinion, please. पहले I want to see what he has to say.
वो तो obviously बोलेगा यार. Come on, Suchit, go for it.
बोल ले.
No. If Dominic played little bit, like if he made a meal out of a little bit more, pakka, it was a penalty.
This was Brennan Johnson, I guess, but either way, yeah, I get what you
No,
mean.
it's Dom. I think Solanke. It was Solanke and Margalis. I remember this. It was Solanke, not Brendan Johnson. It was Solanke and Margalis going at each other. I'm 100%
No,
sure.
this
of it
is
because-
actually Timber and Brennan Johnson moment. But I don't know. Before we go here,
Okay, maybe that
Annie,
is another
what do you
situation
think?
we're talking about here.
मतलब whether it's still or not, I don't think he's
Failure of-
wanting to play the ball.
Failure of VAR. There was inconclusive evidence of the touch on the ball now when he went for it. But again, this is a VAR failure. Now, what is VAR there for? Referees sometimes miss these. It's tough now. VAR क्या कर रहा है भाई? I'm not saying for sure a different penalty. Even I was like, touch नहीं. But I mean,
Yeah.
VAR,
I
right?
mean, the entire game, in all honesty, when he gave that yellow card to Saliba, I'm like, bro, this guy has done shit already. He's going to consistently make it shit. That's all I could say in the end of the day with the referee because
Like, my
I do not
point
know.
being that I think देखो, अगर if you ask me ना, मतलब I respect your opinions. मेरा opinion है कि Timber first of all shouldn't have even got a yellow for that challenge, the first challenge that he got. I thought he was far too careful and he got the ball. It looked far worse than what it is, high or whatever. He was very careful. Come on, इतना तो नहीं करना चाहिए. हाँ, लेकिन अभी yellow card मिल गया है तो we have already shown you 2 clips जहाँ पर he should have got a second yellow. If you are, luckily I'm not a Spurs fan and I'm really lucky. That definitely not going to be that. But any Spurs fan in the chat, भाई अगर मैं होता तो भाई I would have been like, come on, man, this is like surely not far too inconsistent, and I think it's a clear case of a second yellow and a penalty. But Arsenal obviously got that header. लेकिन ये I don't know. Even these kind of, I think Romero retweeted this tweet which says that Tottenham are not taking care of the players, South American players, etc., flying, etc. Any बहाने लग रहा है और क्या लग रहा है मतलब South American players should get extra protection by clubs and Tottenham are not doing it. Did they have a choice?
They had drivers.
All clubs have a choice, Ankit, and they're all wielding their power, especially Premier League clubs, even though it is Spurs, right? I don't know if it is a manager who has a belief कि नहीं, I want my players to be well under. You know, sometimes managers भी होते हैं. Hansi is kind of one of those guys. He looks like कि नहीं यार, my squad of players is great. I want them to thrive in the national team. So, on the other hand, you look at it and you think, guy, what do you want your players? The thing with Spurs again, right? Son travels to Asia. Takur, Romero travel to South America. Kulusevski again is, well, he's part of the setup, not part of the setup, right? It's in and out. Did he play? I don't know if he played the match. Did Kulusevski
Yeah,
play?
Kulusevski game, no. But
He played.
point being,
That is how amazing he played.
देखो मतलब I think it should be the other way around. Arsenal had injured players, bro. मतलब that was the whole narrative.
No, but for me,
Why?
I'm just saying एक ही चीज है ना कि it's just as a club you can do it, but once you've done it and not done something, then don't bring it up as an excuse. You had the chance. to do
Romano
it.
retweeted this and then he deleted or rather undid that retweet, by the way, just so you know. भाई लेकिन Martinelli यार Suchit मतलब is it trying to
I'm just saying, I celebrated this because I took out Saka from FPL team. मैं रोने वाला था.
Saka ने गाली दिया उसको. Suchit, is it time to have a conversation on Martinelli? You won the match, great, but Martinelli, come on, surely he's not looking half the player what he was.
In all honesty, I felt he had a good game. Yes, he did mess up this chance. Agreed. He did used to score from these chances, but again, we're getting back to this position after almost a year and a half. So I'm kind of happy in that way. But if you look at the game, right, Timber was not that great defensively. Martinelli was. Martinelli was not good offensively. Timber was. So overall, they helped each other. That's what I was talking about, the combination. Like we've been waiting for this combination for a while, Timber and Martinelli, and I'm genuinely happy with the way he did. Yeah, you could argue with the point that had he squared it to Saka, he could have scored. But look at Saka, he was probably covered. Had he squared it off to Saka, he would probably not even go to Saka. He would have been defended as well. So yeah, he had to take the chance, and unfortunately, he didn't score. That's all I can say. But I was happy with his performance. Defensively, he was way too good today. The way he bailed out Timber when Timber was going offensively, I was very happy with it.
Chalo, I don't know. मतलब I don't think I would have protected my player there, to be very honest. But it's your point of view. I respect that. भाई लेकिन उससे भी better आया. सुजीत के तो 2 cents मैंने देखे थे tweet में, and we'll come to that. अनीश, हमने बात किया था about Sterling, Sancho वाला. Sancho पर आएंगे obviously when talk about Chelsea. But मतलब I don't know if how many people actually noticed the kind of moment that he had. It was so typical of Sterling not to do the basic thing. Just one game, लेकिन वही same question if I put it to you. Abhi right now they have Martinelli / Sterling / Trossard to play on the left wing. Arsenal have one that set piece. I know they're great, लेकिन there might come games where वहाँ पर Martinelli is not getting the numbers as much as he's been decent in games. So would you kind of put Sterling from the start and get Martinelli off the bench, or get Trossard starting if you're an Arsenal fan?
Yeah, okay, ask Anish right here. Anish.
Yani, for you.
Trossard.
Right? I would go with that. लेकिन भाई सब लोग note कर लो ये सब. Sterling के mistakes.
For me, बहुत simple है. I just believe कि I told you all this last year while Arsenal's important signings have been Declan, and it's a whole squad coming together. I believe Trossard's goals will eventually get them to a title. I think that's how good he can be. And the price that they got Trossard for is still could be one of the biggest deals. But obviously he has to live up to it when he starts. But when he has last season, he has got goals. I think Trossard ko start karo and start resting Saka in European matches. Now the argument, Sujit, you can join in on this, right? Which I said, when you don't play your best player 90 minutes regularly also and you rest them too much, they lose form, right? But I think Saka is the stage of the youth that he's played so much football. I think if Arsenal 2-0 up, 3-0 up, if it's 55 minutes, it's 75 minutes. Pick him off, man. Like he is protecting boss. Usko injury ho gaya na, Sterling's not going to carry this. Trossard can't carry this team. He can contribute. Martinelli can't.
Like, what I hate is Sterling at City running into defenders when there's enough space to get that pass. What I hated Sterling at Chelsea, again, running into defenders when there's a pass clearly. And what
he's selfish. You can call him selfish. He was selfish. A lot of times he was selfish. Directly
like, I don't get this argument that there was like a nervousness and like, bro, he's played for City when they were fighting for the title. He played for Chelsea when he was playing the North London Derby. Do not tell me that he's not experienced enough to play in the North London Derby.
That is why I'm saying that, you know what, there might be a thought process. He's better off to get Sterling starting and then get the younger players kind of come on the bench in terms of impact. Again, it might be the other way around. Lekin, talk about impact. Bhai, we had an impact in our game towards the end. Let's move on, guys. 50 minutes into the stream. Everyone, quickly, let's go through this as well, because it was kahin na kahin, matlab, I don't know, matlab, there are games in the season jahan par you have to win dirty. Not going to say that we have reached that stage. I don't know, Annie, आपको याद है तो मतलब it was 2005-6 season or 2006-7 2005-6 season. It was Chelsea away to Blackburn Rovers. ठीक है, Ewood Park, obviously for OGs of the Premier League fans, they know it. Ewood Park में था. I actually have the jersey, grey and black jersey. Ian Robin scored the goal. Petr Cech, did a save, penalty save. I mean, ठीक है, and we got a lot of kind of booing, etc. from the away, from the home crowd. It was one of those ugly wins, जो बोलते हैं ना, early on in Mourinho's tenure, which kind of said, okay, Chelsea are not just buying big players; they can win dirty. I know this is far from it. It was actually, we played badly. I get that, but I don't know. Sometimes you just need that ugly win to kind of just give you the morale of a victory. Nahin?
Always. It's a hallmark of a side when you win, when you're playing poorly. 100%, right? Like you said, Spurs were not clinical, Arsenal were not playing the best, but they were not bad by any means. But how do you win? Set pieces. What are set piece specialists for, right? That's how you win games when you're not at your best. Yesterday, this match, Nkunku ko league mein drop kiya gaya. He's been playing in Europe. He'll probably play him in this, right? Ironically stupid again, but we dropped him. Sancho comes on. Sancho passes the ball to him. The ball was fine, but Nkunku now showed what Nkunku is about. Why you bought him? You can say a little unlucky for the defender that he touched the ball, but I believe Nkunku kind of was going to wrestle it out if that's the third touch anyway. So I believe it was all on him, the way he did that. I mean, it was a good pick out by Sancho, but that touch and the turn into the defenders was everything.
बिल्कुल, सैंचो की बात ही कर रहे हैं भाई. What is your take on this, Ani, about Bruno Fernandes?
Don't care.
Don't care?
अरे जाओ करना है करो, मजे करो भाई. We're not fucking बिग बॉस नहीं है यार, खुश रहो.
हाँ, सबको मतलब माइक्रो मैनेज करते थोड़ी फिरेंगे हम लोग, मतलब their personal life.
सही काम करते हैं. Suddenly, Ten Hag decides next year we don't want to send him to Chelsea. मैंने गलती कर दी. He will go touch Jadon Sancho's feet. So what these players will all isolate this guy over. कभी वो बोलेंगे players didn't start with Sancho. Sancho was very unhappy. He didn't get any support from United teammates. अबे कुछ ना कुछ तो साला आ ही जाएगा पेज 3 पे, क्या फर्क पड़ता है.
Ten Hag looking at Sancho meanwhile, guys, just banter. Having said that, मतलब I agree with Annie यार, मतलब I don't know, मतलब if your player, I think हम भूल जाते हैं these have been teammates, they are friends. ठीक है, तो वो एक बॉटम लाइन है. और आई नो एलांगा पर भी आएंगे फॉर श्योर इन द लिवरपूल वाले गेम में, बट आई थिंक दैट्स अ पॉइंट. लेकिन आई थिंक यहाँ Nkunku ने अच्छा सम अप किया. It was good from Jadon. I felt like I had the space behind me, so I turned and I was a little bit lucky because I had 3 defenders there, but I scored. I don't know, मतलब if you are Chelsea chat, आप लोग बोलिए, मतलब right now, by the way, Tosin, I think Maresca needs to get a thumbs up here. Last time मैंने criticize किया था, he made changes. I know you can argue that Nkunku should start, Sancho should have started, लेकिन both of them had an impact. Tosin I thought was far too calm on the ball. मैं इतना basically pissed off हूँ with someone called मेरा ही player, I know, Disasi, that I'm like, bro, I don't even want to put a picture, man.
Why is he starting, bro? You have better players in your squad.
नहीं, but Animesh, the thing about Disasi is ना, मतलब last season आपको याद हो तो Man City game जहाँ पर उसको मैन ऑफ द मैच मिला था, Middlesbrough 2-leg tie, Carabao Cup का semi-finals. I remember certain games where he's like that leader, that you need on the pitch. He is actually that. Means sometimes he's like wow, sometimes he's like utter bullshit, man. He's literally disaster. Lekin I think everyone in the chat hopefully agrees that Tosin has to be the center back.
Matches with Thiago Silva, a few of them. Very important to know that he had that balance. Not all.
Calmness lata hai Thiago Silva, right? Exactly, and that's what Tosin brings. But then Fofana has to play right back until Reece James or Malo Gusto are available. Fair enough. But I don't know. मतलब again, coming back to this, हम बात कर रहे हैं जेडन सैंचो की. तो जेडन सैंचो भाई मैन ऑफ द मैच दिया गया, बट आई थिंक इट वाज लाइक कहीं ना कहीं पॉपुलर चॉइस था, बट आई डोंट थिंक इट वाज अ फेयर चॉइस, ऑल्दो ही रियली हैड अ वेरी गुड इम्पैक्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट गेम. ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पर फॉर पीपल वर इन द वॉच अलोंग न्यू दैट while Sancho and Nkunku had a great impact. I don't know, मतलब
Sanchez.
Yeah, exactly. मतलब
beyond a doubt, I think. And like I said,
Correct?
it's like Onana was a man of the match for United because it's a turning point in a match, right? Away.
I literally called it. Sanchez didn't Onana. Exactly. In that game, वो एक momentum shift हो गया. I don't know, man. Suchit, are you like Sanchez has done enough to kind of retain his spot, and I think more than enough, right?
I've not watched the game, but from the highlights, what I saw, he completely redeemed himself, like to save that penalty, and yeah, it was perfect. I think he deserves a start.
भाई अगेन दैट पेनल्टी मैंने तो ऐसे तुक्का बोल दिया था यार 100% मिस करेगा सेव करेगा एंड इट वाज डन बट हैविंग सेड दैट आई थिंक I don't know मतलब I would be tempted not to change, it's very important for the back line not to change wala cheez along with the goalkeeper, and I'll be tempted to do that. I know it's harsh on young signing Jorgensen, but it is what it is. Bhai, can anyone in the chat please explain me what's going on here? मतलब how
That you get by
can
default. If you cross, I think 10 8, there's a rule now. If you cross 8 yellow cards or 6 yellow cards, कुछ तो है, you anyway get fined.
भाई सबसे पहले तो एंथनी टेलर को जेल होनी चाहिए.
Oh my God. That's what when he put this number 14. What?
By the way, Shagun actually believes that without the impact of Sancho, we probably would have lost that match. Well, we would have drawn it, technically speaking. I hear you because I thought कि कहीं ना कहीं वो एक penalty save हुआ.
Second best player on the pitch, but if you're saying man of the match, then it is Sanchez. Second best player on the pitch. That's it.
But again, let's see. I don't know, man. एंथनी टेलर का मतलब क्या क्या किया जाए भाई? मार दिया जाए, छोड़ दिया जाए कि भाई टिम्बक्टू भेज दिया जाए. इसका करे क्या भाई? मतलब इस बंदे का really I am like wow. How bad can anyone get, man? Like how bad can anyone get? Like certain yellow cards, तो I can't even believe. And I think ironic क्या है? I think Annie ने point किया था that Kukurea probably was lucky not to get a second. Similarly, Cook was far lucky not to get a second even earlier on. Then I think ये भी fact था, and it's just not Chelsea, even for Bournemouth. Caicedo, I thought was probably more bookable than others. Being a captain, he did not get. I don't know what happened वहाँ पर. Something was totally off. But I don't know, Suchit. Let's do a petition, bro. Let's do a petition. All rivals come together. So
I'm ready.
Trust us.
I'm ready.
Um,
Everyone like this dream. Come on. Yes.
पता नहीं
Come on,
यार.
guys.
But let's move on. Baki, I think I don't know. मतलब let me put this question to the chat as well. These two people probably have question marks. I think penalty दिया था फफाना की गलती थी, but I don't know what should be the back line for you, Annie. If you are Chelsea right now, should we change Tosin, Fofana, Kukurea along with Colwill, who had a brilliant game in my opinion, Colwill, but consistency करना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए Chelsea को अभी?
I agree. I told you. I mean, I understand why Disasi के बारे में you all have a feeling, but I think that is a better way of molding it around. Colwill, you adapt your team a bit, right? I still feel, but I think it's pointless going there. But I still feel isolating out Chilwell completely was a mistake. But look, ये बोलने के बाद he would have played 3 games very well, got a goal or 2 or 3 assists, and been injured for 3 months. I'm not being a dick. I'm being possible. This was the reason, right? That being said, I don't think Disasi should be starting that way. He's someone you can bring on, right? I think your backline, what you said, is the better one. Kukurea has redeemed himself from his start-stop of last season.
Correct.
Euro bounce बोल सकते, जो भी बोल सकते हैं, but
actually 2 महीने पहले से ही 3 महीने पहले से अच्छा कर रहा था, to be honest. To be
that's
fair
what
to him.
he started off towards the end of last season. थोड़ा consistency आ गया था. Gusto similarly has come in for Reece James. I genuinely believe peak Reece James coming into this team, you can be like, wow, this will be like a complete overhaul. Like Reece James is missing on the right-hand side. I mean, I think you adapted well now enough without him. You all have adapted to play without him, right? So, do you want to spoil the mix by adding him back? I don't know. It's like potential-wise, people say, Luke Shaw, wapas and I've been saying, bhai, I'm tired of him now. I don't blame the guy. He had a very bad injury. But that potential Luke Shaw has to keep him around. You don't sign somebody else. And when he comes in, immediately you throw in a balance of your team, which is finally gelling. That's where I believe on both sides. So I don't know. What do you think about Reece James and this situation? Would you take him back and 100% keep playing him? Or
नहीं
like,
मेरा तो क्लियर है. आई वुड लाइक टू डेफिनेटली मतलब ट्रस्ट ऑन जेम्स इस सीजन. लास्ट सीजन में दे रहा हूँ उसको 100%. इज अ कैप्टन. मुझे आई डोंट नो विच गेम वाज इट चैट, इफ यू कैन हेल्प मी आउट. लेकिन लास्ट सीजन आई थिंक ही वाज आउट इंजर्ड एंड ही केम टुवर्ड्स द एंड. एक गेम में आती मतलब वी कुड सी द डिफरेंस इन क्वालिटी लाइक नेक्स्ट लेवल, नेक्स्ट 2 levels up एक्चुअली. तो रीस जेम्स इज अ नो ब्रेनर. लेकिन हाँ, मालो गुस्तो इज ऑल्सो वेरी गुड टू कम बैक. अब वही है ना, दोनों साथ में बाहर होते यार, होते तो वो अपना लक है, जो भी बोल दो. तो अभी फोफाना आई थिंक, लेकिन दिसासी डेफिनेटली नॉट बैक. आई एग्री विद यू ऑन दैट एटलीस्ट. लेकिन जैक्सन का पूछ रहे भाई, आई थिंक ही वाज, पता नहीं, सुचित शुड obviously that new contract probably did not help. लेकिन there are two things ना, it's a double-edged sword. Either we say कि Jackson, you take the responsibility, while I see the grim on your face, the fact being that he is still a numbers R striker, and that's the reality of it. ठीक है, but we have given that new contract saying that भाई तू responsibility ले. On the other hand, Mikhail was in the watch along मेरे साथ, और he had a funny opinion कि होता है ना कभी कभी बेसिकली आप पेंशन पहले दे देते हो ना, तो आप बेसिकली मस्ती मस्ती मारते हो. तो he was not in the right attitude in the game. If you are Chelsea, मतलब Nkunku is not a centre forward per se, but would you actually say कि Nkunku, Sancho have done enough to start and not just impact against West Ham away?
Nkunku on the bench is still a big question. Like, why is Nkunku on the bench?
Quality
Like,
player, how can he be there?
exactly. Like, I know you brought in Jackson. I know you gave him a contract in 2020, in 2033, not in 2029, 2033. But still, when you have a player like Nkunku on your bench, why is he even on bench? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, like, it doesn't matter how many years of contract you give to Jackson. When you have Nkunku, you have to start Nkunku for sure. Because even last season, I think, if I'm not wrong, in the end, when he was still fit enough, he was still used to come off the bench and still score for you guys. I think last season he played about like 4 to 5 games. I'm not really sure, under Poch only. He scored 2 to 3 goals. I was genuinely surprised like
Nkunku
why he
का
was
स्टैट्स में बोलता हूँ 5 गेम में शुरुआत किया है, 6 गोल मारा है for Chelsea. Starts.
Wait, 6 means 6, right?
Yes, for in 5 starts, Nkunku has scored 6. But whereas, to be fair to Jackson also, obviously it's not as good, and it's unfair to kind of compare 5 games versus maybe 40 games. Lekin Jackson bhi, if I'm not wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Lekin I think every 1.5 games he's got a goal contribution.
But he was always a deputy, na, for Nkunku. You were not supposed to come into the fray so early last season.
नहीं, I think issue था कि he was not supposed to be the deputy for Nkunku. He was supposed to be the second striker, and we have not signed that main striker at all. Problem वो है. Nkunku was supposed to be, वो तो अलग बात है कि पामर तो तुक्का निकल गया भाई, सच में बोले तो. रियलिटी वो है, पामर तो निकल गया और वो खेल सकता है नंबर 10, लेकिन एक्चुअली Nkunku was supposed to be a number 10 if you ask me. अब वो चीज, लेकिन problem to have in terms of Nkunku, but in Jackson I hear you. But pretty sure Mudryk, no one's going to start. मैं अकेला बंदा हूँ जो मुड्रिक और रीस जेम्स का फ्लैग लहराते रहता हूँ. I know that probably everyone in the chat and panel will agree with me now. It's I think eventually I believe Neto and Sancho will probably start. I believe that Neto could play on the right wing. I know Madueke has had a good start of the season, लेकिन eventually मैं बोल रहा हूँ it will be Neto and Sancho. एक और डिबेट है, I don't know, Mudryk, Neto or Sancho, correct me if I'm wrong, Annie. All the three are better off as impact players of the bench. I don't know if you know what I understand what I'm trying to say. Versus starters. जो स्टर्लिंग वाला कॉन्वर्सेशन हो रहा था हम लोग का आर्सेनल का, वैसे
I would always 100% start Neto. I think what he brings in dynamism is better than Mudryk for sure. Sancho, again, like I said, non-biased opinion, partially United's fault obviously because he's not played as many games. Build his confidence up, na. Imagine if he keep building his confidence up and then start playing him. Versus if he plays well 2 games off the bench, then you start him for 5 games. In those 5 games, he only gets 2 assists and then you take him off again. Neto is someone, whenever he played for Wolves, he was dominating, but he was injury prone. I think between the quality and talent of players and Neto, still, I would start Neto. I would start Neto more. I would say, what about João Felix instead?
भाई वो इतना गंदा खिला है आकर. Sorry यार, I like Felix का trickeries, but it's all about trickeries. That's all.
I'm just saying,
Hmm.
why would you not rather have him come off the bench and take pressure off him and give him 30, 35, 40
भाई
minutes?
हम लोग का imagine the stubs were Nkunku, Sancho and Felix. मतलब it looked like
Hmm.
Chelsea of the 2010s, man. On paper at least. You know what I mean? तो वो तो अच्छा
Hmm.
लगा, लेकिन I hear you. मतलब Felix is someone who could have an impact अगर if played in the right position. I don't know. Eventually, maybe you know what, Nkunku might start off the forward. मतलब
Hmm.
maybe that is the only
Hmm.
thing that I see. जो
Hmm.
सुचिन ने बोला है. Rohit, what's up, man? What's up? Neto should start a game at right once. Yeah, I would like to see this. लेकिन वही अभी मडवेके को drop करना was also will not be fair, maybe, but eventually you're probably right.
Yeah.
लेकिन भाई आ जाते हैं लिवरपूल मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड की गेम्स में. I
Wait,
don't know.
one small thing, Ankit bhai. Just let me know when I should put Madueke in my FPL or no, okay? Because I take him, I take him, nothing happens. He'll almost score, or he'll almost assist, or he'll pre-assist. Nothing will be considered for FPL. The moment I drop him, he scored a hat trick. He even assisted to Palmer or someone. I was like, bro, I had you for almost 2 weeks. Nothing you gave me. Suddenly I drop you. You score like the highest, what, 30, 40 points. I'm like, shit. And then again I take him back. The match, I even texted you against Crystal Palace. Like, bro, he had like 2, 3 chances where he almost scored and it hit the post or got deflected. I'm like, I genuinely got frustrated with him, man. Yeah.
भाई अभी के लिए keep him is what I would say, because I don't think he's getting changed anytime soon, despite the performance of Sancho and Nkunku as well, in my opinion, because उसको replace नहीं करेंगे in my opinion. But I don't know your any मतलब Arne Slot बहुत flat लगी यार Liverpool, to be very honest. Or was it Nuno Espirito Santo who kind of knows actually to some extent to play against big teams? You remember the Spurs first month that he had when he was a Spurs manager? मतलब crazy. So, Annie, what went wrong here for Liverpool, according to you?
You know how Slot came out after the Liverpool United match, and he's like,
tactics and all.
but it was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Correct.
I'm not mocking that. Nuno did the same thing. Nuno did the same thing to him. He's like, मुझे मालूम है 3 गेम इन ये एनफील्ड पे कैसा खेल के आने वाला है, मैं ये तोड़ दूंगा. Bro, they stifled them, bro. Anfield पे block pull off किया भाई. They stifled Liverpool in the middle. Of course, there were again a few chances where Nunes could have done, Salah could have done a little bit more. Diaz was a little flat. Jota को निकाला जल्दी. I know he didn't do well, but I think taking off Jota over Diaz then like that soon, a 59-minute also along with Diaz. I think that one of them should have stayed, but anyway. I think, but it's more to do with Nuno. He exactly knew how to stifle Liverpool. And again, while you got a 1 goal, Nottingham could have easily got the second as well.
Yeah.
They were very likely to get that second. And that was a bigger shock than Liverpool not getting a goal to me.
Hudson-Odoi and of course Elanga combining for that goal. Why, what a goal, yeah! I have to say, matlab, so it was wow level, right, Suchit?
Wow.
I don't know, matlab, what is it about Chelsea and Manchester United ex players doing elsewhere and doing well, and that's a thing. Lekin I think again, matlab, for me, agar he continues this form, Hudson-Odoi 2 million mila tha hame. Although it was a different context, I know Hudson-Odoi was far less the player what we thought he was under Sarri. Recent years में I get that. लेकिन I think I don't know, मतलब Nottingham Forest हमने बात किया था initially, Suchit, मतलब they could be the dark horse. याद है, remember, just like Chelsea in a weird sense, Nottingham Forest have done so many transfers in the last 18 to 24 months, right? Maybe they're settling now for all we know.
Who knows? Yeah. I mean, we all expected them to do well only after winter, right? Assuming that they'll have enough time to like gel, create that cohesion and all that stuff. And yeah, fair play to them. A lot of things helped them out as well. A lot of results helped them out to stay afloat. So let's see how they do this season.
Same takes Annie about Bruno here also, I'm assuming. Elanga के लिए.
I mean, only difference is Sancho ka, he wasn't like Elanga's the local United boy. He was part of the youth team and he let go. I mean, if you look at the narratives, they're different, but the same thing, man. He's encouraging a player he played with. Big deal.
Correct. Fair enough.
If you don't mind, I have one question for Animesh bhai. Bro, okay, Chelsea next in a duel.
I'll explain.
Mhm.
सुचित वेल लेफ्ट कर दिया बाकी पार्ट ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट को.
Uh,
Abhishek, bro, come on. Naughty boy,
yeah, so,
but you know what? I agree.
mm,
Having said that, यहाँ पर लिवरपूल गेम में भाई वैन डाइक ने बोला भाई देयर हैज टू बी रिफ्लेक्शन एटसेट्रा दिस दैट एंड ऑल दैट. ये तो हुआ ही है. बट व्हाट अबाउट a certain Dutch partner doing well for Manchester United? It has to be one of the weeks, Animesh, for De Ligt that he is not going to forget. मतलब if all followed international football आपने follow किया है तो he was like taken off at half time. ठीक है, डायरेक्ट इन्वॉल्वमेंट जिसके कारण गोल हुआ जर्मनी का, if you remember, and then probably you know this moment where he was started and then he scored. लेकिन again not comparing with Van Dijk, लेकिन ये स्टेटमेंट आज ही कोइंसिडेंटली आया है ऑफ द बायर्न डायरेक्टर saying that high line is something that you know we have better players than De Ligt who could play that. What is your take? मतलब horses for courses, or you think that De Ligt is a no-brainer starter in every game? How are you right now?
I mean, over Harry Maguire, yes. I understand one thing though. Yes, he has a problem playing up against the high line. And when मुझे पूछा गया था कि look, is this the ideal signing that we want? I said no. I would like Jadon into it. I don't English tax aside नहीं चाहिए. And I believe that yes, he could turn out to be flat, but I think with the coaching on a Ten Hag, Brandon could also have been a good player. Delight comes with the problem of not that he's a bad player, like he's that luck of playing in the teams in their worst phases. Like for example, you have had players who come to United and gone the career bottom because they came at the wrong time to United, right? I think Delight went at the wrong time to Juve and the wrong time to Bayern, and fell down the pecking order. But Bayern fans all maintain one thing: Delight's actually a good player. So he brings his own sense. I told you that okay, now that Delight's coming, I'm not saying he's a bad player, and if he comes, he's a sure shot starter. So I'm expected. I'm happy because end of the day, that's why मैंने भी खुद का एक वीडियो अभी we're doing a video 10 o'clock. मैंने thumbnail बनाया. In that thumbnail, I put Van Dijk and Delight because it's a reverse of fortunes from midweek, literally 4 days back.
Correct.
And that takes character, right? It takes character. And the way United were defending in the match against Southampton in the first 30 minutes, we got easily conceded. But he was relatively solid. Yes, he had a few shaky moments, 100%. And again, he almost got taken. But come, you ride it. Your keeper saved you. And then you make the most of it. He made the most of it, right? So I'm happy for him.
भाई टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई डोंट नो मतलब ओजीज ऑफ द चैनल तो नो 3 साल पहले मैंने एक विश रखा था भाई. मतलब मेरी विश लिस्ट बहुत लंबी थी चेल्सी के लिए. आई रिमेंबर प्लेयर्स लाइक डिलिक्ट, Luis Diaz. We are talking Liverpool as well. That's I remember Gravenberch. Famously, people would remember. These are some people that I badly wanted at Chelsea. Again, Devesh ने बहुत अच्छा point बोला है. Delict is a leader at the back too. Very proof. I think that is one of the keys which is very important for Manchester United क्योंकि Maguire का confidence level has been really up and down and it's been like poles apart, right? वो एक चीज है. तो while मैं वापस से बोलता हूँ, I know कि again Martinez kind of divides a lot of opinion, लेकिन मुझे लगता है that जो balance चाहिए ना Martinez के extra मतलब zealousness बोल दो, he is very zealous, which is good, but I think De Ligt has that leadership quality which is a little bit different to that in my opinion. लेकिन Suchit, did you get the wrong person as a wing? You should have got Marcus Rashford, bro. The bro started scoring goals again. What's happening, man? That to come outside the box.
I hope he has another purple patch or better this time. Let's just hope he does so much that Ten Hag stays as their manager. So I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Suchit, yeah, bhai, I exactly know where it's coming from. But GK, what's up, man? GK, आप हमेशा आते हो जब आप टॉपिक खत्म कर देते, कोई नहीं. Big up to you. We are discussing game by game. Any Marcus Rashford, again a player similar to Sterling. It's a lot of hate. I thought that yes, he deserved a lot of criticism. लेकिन he's had seasons where like wow seasons also, although a couple of them only. लेकिन right now, मतलब it's kind of suiting him starting. Diallo has been brilliant in our opinion, or Garnacho off the bench, motivated as anything, heading the numbers, probably suits well, right?
अरे also Garnacho को आप preserve कर रहे हो ना. He played so much last season. He's again a young player. I worry so much about Mino playing because I feel Mino's a young player. We have to protect him more. And Tenak is trying to protect Mino too, but he's realizing that midfield में अभी option नहीं है. At some point, he will play with Collier more, and maybe he'll even play Ugarte and Casemiro in some matches. Ugarte, Eriksen a bit to get that pressure of Mino, right? Works or doesn't work. Wैसे that's what I'm thinking. Look, if you want to challenge for top 4 this season, you need goals from everybody. You need minimum 10-12 goals from Rashford. You need 10-12 goals from Haaland. You need 10-12 goals from Xerxes. You need Garnacho and Amar to pick up. You need Bruno to get. You have everyone. Teams contribute and get goals, right? United used to have that back in the day. Our wingers used to score, our strikers used to score, our midfielders who contribute with 3, 5 goals a season, right? So on that logic, to get Rashford in any form, I understand. While people still say he's very stubborn, okay, why is Rashford started this match and not Garnacho, right? They were very purely tactical. Garnacho again flew in late from South America. He needed that bit of time off the bench. And look, it worked. When he came off, Southampton were done, given up. Right? They were done already. And Rashford, the point key, I get the Sterling comparison decision making. Because Rashford was the guy till 2 seasons back. He would take the guy on. Rashford would take the guy on every time and go get that goal, right?
Now he role change ho gaya, kind of.
Now we just no, but even when he's on the same wing, Ankit, I disagree. His role changed in the middle, came back. Even when he's through on the left, he could take the man on, right? He turns around and he passes it to like midfield. But why? His confidence is a problem. I don't think the role the pace he has.
Or is it because he was like played as a striker role last time? वो थोड़ा सा मतलब
but it doesn't matter where you're playing. Once you're through 1-on-1, you're going to get a defender. He always did it, right? He backs off from the man now. He backs away from one defender too. That's confidence. That's not role or anything else. It's just lack of confidence.
Fair point. I don't know. Sujit, Manchester United, matlab, Amar Diallo, I think we are sold. By the way, Garnacho got this red card, of course, thanks to the antics, but kahin na kahin, debatable at best. But Amar Diallo, I think
happy, very happy.
This guy has been a pleasant surprise for Manchester United fans, right?
Very, very happy. After certain issues that happened with a certain right winger that they had, don't really talk about it. I'm really glad that Amar Diallo is the solution and not Anthony because we knew who Amar Diallo was, right? When he went on loan as well, he was showing he had enough spark in him. I'm really glad that last season as well, he was there in those key moments in helping out United get over the line, especially in that FA Cup run. And I always rated him. I'm genuinely happy for him. I was genuinely surprised last season when Anthony was getting so many more minutes than Amar Diallo. Genuinely confused about it. So I'm really glad that Amar Diallo is doing well, and I'm really glad that he's getting all the flowers right now. I'm very happy.
Yeah, basically, again, I think all United fans were hoping that Amar Diallo probably will be used. I think last season Pelistri was never a winger. We all knew that. He had to kind of go out. So Amar Diallo was probably the right answer right now. You can say again, timing of it. By Ugochukwu, by the way, had a good first half for Chelsea fans here. I don't know, Manny, do you agree with this take about Ugarte's? I know, one appearance it'll be too judgmental of us. I think it's just tabloid talk, right? That happens for Man United.
My friend asked me when the match got over, did you see Ugarte properly? What did you think? I said I didn't want to bother also. खेलने दो बराबर से. The first match he starts and plays 70 minutes now. I will properly see it. Such a match away from home, 10 men. The structure of team you're playing also is so weird, right? So you're not playing a normal structure also. You're not going for a win. You're not planning to play a 1-0. You're not going for a win in terms of like, you're not defending a win against a 2-0 win. You're not defending a slender lead. You're not trying to attack the game. You're playing against a team who's pretty much given up, 10 men. There's nothing normal about your setup either. Ignore. Even if you would have played very well, you would have got a goal on debut from outside. I will let irrelevant. One-off event. Ignore it.
But something that we cannot ignore, I think the hearing has started, guys.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
All the rivals are waiting. All the rivals are waiting.
I'm not holding my breath, but I'm not holding my breath.
I don't know if people have. Yeah, Sachit?
In all honesty, I don't think anything will happen. Maximum, they'll get like some money foul or they'll get some transfer ban. I don't think.
Point deduction at best.
Yeah.
Max, like some 10 points to a point.
That's it. I don't think, like, to make an example out of this situation, probably they'll like it'll be easy to scrutinize like Everton or Forest or like Leicester, but I don't think City would be scrutinized at that
But
level with it.
what is your opinion about this proposal that multiple
Across.
seasons across? I mean, it could suit everyone.
Will it be in for previous seasons? Because it was previous season then
नहीं 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 नहीं. I think the thing is about like next 3 seasons के लिए मतलब something like 10, 8, 6 just as a
okay.
Because
hypothetical number.
the whole debate is that the Etihad group, and I'm saying it Etihad group very delicately so that I don't get caught up, are never going to allow a title to be stripped of them. So if they let one get stripped, then the question comes from everybody else. Right? Let's say one gets stripped and Liverpool wins that one added to them. Then go back to Yaya Toure time where they were so bad back then. The United fans will be like the second under Jose Mourinho should be stripped. So I think they're going to let any stripping of titles happen, but I think they will have to accept point reduction. Basically, even Premier League don't want to do it to Man City, right?
I think transfer ban, fine plus points reduction is inevitable.
Premier League want to come out looking good. That they did.
Yeah,
मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ ना, win-win for everyone.
exactly.
So imagine if they get like for example ongoing season में, because it's already started, it'll be unfair to kind of deduct 10. The ongoing season में 6, then 8, then 10. So you other teams also have a chance.
यार अंकित भाई, एवर्टन को राउंड रॉबिन में उनको 8 पॉइंट दिया, 4 पॉइंट लिया, 10 पॉइंट डाला है तो कुछ नहीं. -20
अनफेयर तो है, अनफेयर है, लेकिन पॉइंट बीइंग की कहीं ना कहीं वो जो चिक चल रहा है ना लास्ट 6-7 महीनों से वो बंद हो जाएगा फॉर द एफए. Like FA के लिए that could be an approach.
I would say pull the ripcord and give them -30 points this season. वैसे भी तो relegate थोड़ी होने वाले हैं. They will still finish 4th. They will go.
Interesting. भाई ये होने देगा क्या? ये भाई 20 points deduction हो गए, बोला और 40 गोल मारूंगा. Look at this. Look at that.
This guy is the most annoying player. Like, have you even seen the goals he has scored? Does he even try? Like, does he honestly, full-heartedly try that? I'm going to hit the goal now, so I will try. Does he even look like his right? Bro, he hit with his right foot. Like, it's so annoying. Genuinely
this
so
is just
annoying.
the frustration of Suchit as an Arsenal fan coming out, guys. Obviously, we know that's the scariest part, bro. Suchit, he doesn't even try, and it looks like he's getting what 30 goals a season. Imagine.
But then you see training videos like, okay, makes sense from where all his movement and all that come. Like, his training videos are absolutely crazy. The way he moves, he go mad player, absolutely mad player. Like,
चलो
so
भाई,
annoyed.
guys, I believe so. Animesh has to go. हम एंड ही करने वाले 2-3 मिनट में, लेकिन Animesh OP यार, again football bloody hell, guys. In case आप लोग चेक नहीं किया, check out the first line description. The link is there. Of course, big up to Ani भाई, मिलेंगे. Obviously, lots to talk over the coming weeks. Crazy month है, लेकिन big up to MUFC Mumbai as well as Animesh.
Very kind.
जल्दी चलो.
Yeah, for you too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sujit. See you soon. Thank you, Ankit. Bye.
Yeah. See you soon. See you soon.
Sujit, we're just ending to couple of minutes, guys. Again, जो भी लोग like नहीं किए, please consider liking the stream. It helps. लेकिन these numbers show that Haaland, what is going through, I think कहीं ना कहीं he deserves all the flowers. And unfortunately, as an opposition fan, I would like to disagree. But as a neutral EPL watcher for years, मतलब Wayne Rooney and Diego Costa के prime को अगर beat किया, तो there is something there. Again, very surprising that Osimhen did not come to Premier League. In my personal opinion, it's a miss by Arsenal and Chelsea. In my opinion, Suchit. Team of the week, Suchit. Any changes that you would like to make? Whoscore.com का team of the week है. Last slide that I have. Everyone in the chat, आप लोग भी बोले team of the week आप लोग के लिए. Sanchez, how is he not in goal? I think one surprise for sure. Sanchez should be there in my opinion. No bias, but
I'm surprised that they wanted to put Martinelli. Like, damn, okay.
Yeah, you said it right. He had a good performance, but he didn't have a finishing.
I mean, that's what, like, as an Arsenal fan, I found it good because I saw the match and I know what he has been missing, right? I didn't expect, like, the majority to say the same shit or same stuff and put him in the team of the week. So that was really new for me.
By the way, yes, Joshua, we did see. Talk about that. Yeah. You know what? Barnes is there in the team, but you know Fabian Schär का goal as well. I think you joined late. हमने बात किया था उसके बारे में. लेकिन any change that you would like to make? Martinelli की जगह कौन? Havertz you would put? He could play in that role for instance.
Yeah, I would actually put Havertz. Because he was so underrated in terms of the performance. I would put Havertz over Martinelli.
And I don't know, I know Ollie Watkins is there, but Aston Villa, the comeback was great. I don't know if you can fit in McNeil ke jagah, maybe We could play different formation and play a
Mm.
4-4-3 बोला था 3-4-3
Mm.
3-4-3
Three
with
four
maybe
three.
Duran in मतलब he depends.
Mm.
Cho
Mm.
probably yeah, but I think Cho was a substitute. Abhishek, Sancho and Cho probably could get in, but I think Diallo and Barnes, because of the fact that
Mm.
I think Barnes be substitute
Yes.
as correct me if I'm wrong. Barnes, Gordon
Let me
started,
just.
Barnes came in. Yes, Barnes came in at 45 minutes,
Mm.
just like Sancho for Isaac. That's correct actually. So why
Oh
not
yeah.
Cho and
Ha, ha, ha.
Sancho as well? Good point. Good point.
Mm.
Yeah, actually
Barnes.
Caicedo में डाल सकता था. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Yes,
Barnes goal
Barnes
is
came on.
crazy.
I
Like
think
the
that
way
was
he
a
ran.
game changer by Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe and
Yeah. Yeah.
I think arguably, I don't know, manager of the week. I know people would say Arteta, Northern and Derby and all.
Mm.
मेरे ख्याल से Eddie Howe and Maresca did
Nuno.
brilliantly.
Nuno.
Brilliantly
What
the
about Nuno?
substitutions. Whom are you saying?
What about Nuno?
Yeah, Nuno probably gets
Yeah,
it. You're right,
because
actually.
from what I read from
Tactically
tweets,
got it
because I
right
didn't see
from
the match.
minute one.
I didn't see the match, so I read tweets from Darshan. He said
No, no, I saw. I
the
watched the
way.
match.
Yeah.
Actually, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Nuno, manager of the week is probably Nuno, man. But anyway, good
Mm.
fun, guys. Again,
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
lots of it discussed. हमने discuss किया literally each and every game or almost every game. अगर आप लोग ने like नहीं किया अभी तक, please consider liking the stream. It's
Mm.
कितना 1.5 घंटा से हम बात कर रहे हैं. Again, अगर आपको bell icon, दबाने के बाद भी नहीं आ रहे reminders, notifications, consider please hitting that bell icon again for all the notifications so that you know whenever we come up with content, be it videos or live streams. I want to do a live stream so that I interact with you all,
Mm.
almighty family, जनता जनार्दन. अगर आप लोग involve हो गए और भी तो और अच्छा लगेगा. We get more encouragement as just fans. We are creators, but we are fans at the end of the day. By the way, yes, for all the people asking for La Liga and other leagues, we started the stream with that. So check out that as well. और हम बाकी बात करेंगे about UCL and of course in detail. Arsenal fan अपने सुचित is here. Of course, tomorrow we'll be joined by Liverpool fan, the Barca Ultra as well. हम join करवाएंगे और कल हम बात करेंगे डिटेल में. Probably we'll be live at around 7:45 p.m. IST tomorrow. So hopefully सब लोग जुड़े for the Champions League and let me know if you want to watch along as well later tomorrow night, which is obviously Milan Liverpool. Let's see. लेकिन हाँ, अभी के लिए इतना ही है guys. Any last word, Suchit?
Yeah.
Takeaways from the week?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have all the Spurs fans who were there last week. All the Spurs fans. I do not remember the names, but I I remember you had insane amount of energy throughout the entire chat. Where is your energy today? We had no Declan Rice. We had no Odegaard. We had no bench. We had two. One guy who's in his twilight of his career, Jorginho. Thank you, Chelsea. We had Partey, who's injury prone, who has no legs to run, and yet you did not do shit. This is your history. This is who you are. You are Spurs. You are absolutely dog shit. You will remain dog shit. You will always remain in Arsenal's shadow. Remember who you are. Do not come
Uh,
to us
in
unless you will
simple
perform.
words, यहाँ पर big up to Evolution के मिल Lux, but MJ ने पूछ लिया question. But to be honest, even Spurs fans would agree that this time it's a opportunity lost, man, big time. I think, sorry, but I don't think Spurs are finishing. I know it's early days, but Spurs are finishing anywhere in the top 5. I don't think they are. मुझे नहीं लग रहा. हाँ, cup maybe they reach the semi-finals and all that. लेकिन are they good enough to win? Not sure about that. But कोई नहीं. It is what it is. Congratulations again, Suchit, and of course all the Arsenal fans, but also Chelsea and Manchester United, who एक बार हार्ट अटैक FC नहीं हुआ to some extent, but
Yeah.
also by Liverpool commiserations, but now they have a big game against my Milan. अब देखते क्या होता है, कल बात करेंगे उसके बारे में, as well as Barcelona fans. Congratulations. Real Madrid, I know थोड़ा बहुत controversial था, but we'll be continuing that chat in UCL stream tomorrow. अभी के लिए इतना ही है. सब लोग hit that like, bell icon and enjoy. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good night.